What's up, guys? It's time for another Beyond the Field InstaLive. How's it going, guys? How's the Sunday coming along? We've got another month of this now, and hopefully then it'll all be over. One last lockdown. So we'll do a few more of these while the lockdown is still upon us, and then hopefully we'll be back to studios and the normal world. This has been fun though. I mean, I don't rule out that it'll keep happening, but anyway. Shoaib, hello, how are you, my friend? Hello to Malar, hi to Bhumish. Hope you guys are all doing well, man. It's tough times, but we're almost done with them now, and we have we're in for a laugh today. It's a weird time in the world. It might seem a bit odd that we're having a bit of a laugh with all the nonsense that's going on, but maybe that's the best reason to have a laugh. So with all that being kept in mind, I mean, I started this at a pretty tough time, so mainly to put a smile on people's faces. Yeah, otherwise we have enough serious content going around, so let's hope we can get something fun here. What's Ravdeep saying? Hope it's going to be a laugh a minute session with Swanny in the house. Extend today's InstaLive by 10 to 15 minutes. Yeah, he is a serious laughter riot, Graeme Swann. So that's certainly likely. I hope he's in good form. Mrinal, hope you're having a great Sunday. The guest for the day is Graeme Swann. He'll be with us in a few minutes. Prashant saying, sir, please tell ESPN to open internships from home. Well, if you're talking about unpaid internships, I think we can open those, but well, I can only put in a request. I don't take management calls. So yeah, but I hope you guys all find something to do, man. Vinay is looking forward to this. Is going to be a riot. Yeah, well, Graeme Swann tends to have that sort of thing. I actually don't need to do much, right? I just need to let Swann be Swann. So I need to let Graeme Swann just be himself. He's obviously a brilliant mimic. Many of you have seen that. But as it turns out, he's done a lot of his work for radio. So it was actually nice when we got him for the IPL in 2018 to show him, to show Graeme Swann, the analyst, on telly or on screen. And after that, he did the India tour when India travelled in 2018. So we can probably put that through as well. Mr. Karthik is here. He's our next guest, by the way, on Tuesday. So please make sure that you tune in on Tuesday with what should be another very charming tennis rally with Murli Karthik. I'm sure he'll be serving a few aces, and I won't even get close to connecting my racket to those. So that should be fun. So yeah. So this is the spin week. We're starting off with Graeme Swann. There's Murli Karthik midweek, and I haven't confirmed anybody after that. But yeah, somebody will be on the weekend as well. So anyway, hope you guys are all doing well. Swanny is going to be with us soon. Ask him about the most memorable moment of his career. Well, he's got quite a few. I'm sure the World T20 win would be right up there. He's won an Ashes. He's won that incredible series in India in 2012. So there'd be a fair few. Swanny got Kohli out many times. Please ask him if I plan to bowl. Sure, we can put that question again and again. How about getting Kevin Peterson in sometime? Well, I'm a Swan man. I'm not a KP man. So, as you know, they have a nice little history as well. I've never worked with KP. Brilliant batsman that he was, legendary batsman that he was, but never worked with him, never interacted with him, so unlikely. Mrinal Singh, your live deserves more viewership. I've just started on Insta, so I can totally see, and plus, I don't know anything other than the lives, which will change when time to come. So no, it'll come. Sharvil reminds me rightly that he also got Rahul Dravid out in his last ODI innings. So yeah, that is true. He's got some good wickets actually, Swanny. Ajinkya Rahane, Ultikar wants me to get Ajinkya Rahane. Have worked with Ajinkya Rahane, but ex-cricketers are more fun. They speak better. Like Karthik, here he is. I already told the world that I was busy. You're the one who's busy, and for me, I'm the base of the pecking order. Karthik, if I am to reveal who all are after you, you'll realize that you're in a very important position in the pecking order, right? And I have to space the big guns out. I can't use all my cars in the first bit as well. So anyway, so Murli Karthik's a lovely guy, and I've had the privilege of working with him on more than one occasion, and it should be fun to revisit that when we do our InstaLive on Tuesday. As of today, it's Swanee. The beard suits me. Yeah, well, it's more out of laziness and boredom now, more than anything else. I have the beard on for the longest time, covered the double chin, still does. But anyway. What else do we have? John's Benny, he's a regular watcher and he puts a lot of my quotes after this as well. So, Karthik Singh, I thought you said you had no one lined up. Yeah, I don't have anyone confirmed for the time after. I do have a tentative date, but there are a lot of people. Karthik, don't irritate. Contradicting now. Yeah. Okay, so there are a few. It's just that I haven't confirmed the exact date. So, it's like that now. I wanted to first get you, Karthik. That's more important. What if you ditch me and then do the weekend, right? Because you tend to have such busy schedules. So that's why no one else has been given a time slot. So that the world is open for Murli Karthik to pick his time. Anyway. Swanee should be with us soon. Gave me a bit of a scare. I didn't hear from him this morning. Then I quickly got his text just before we were on. So yeah, should have him up soon. Nirvan saying he called my bluff. Karthik Singh, Swanee's been giving me goli last 3 days. Yeah, you told me you were doing something with Swanee in these days. I don't know what you're doing. Here he is. He's here. So let's get him on board. So Karthik, you can just ask him directly. But anyway, let me get Swanee on. Swanee, hello. I'm just adding you, mate. Just a second. So we should get him any second now. There you are.
Hello,
Swanee.
beautiful Ronnie. How are you, mate?
I'm very well, Swanee. Look at you. You look $1 million, £1 million. I
feel £1 million lira, mate. £1 million lira. What I'm doing now is I'm looking for some sunglasses because England is so gorgeous at the moment. So I'm going to sit in the garden with you.
Oh, take me to the garden, Swanee. Take me to the garden.
I get such horrific hay fever that I'm going to have to put sunglasses on, so bear with me.
Oh my, this is too sexy for my Instagram, mate.
Look at beautiful England.
Don't do this, Swanee. We can't even get out of our houses and you're doing this.
Oh dear. How are we, mate?
Oh, we're very good, Swanee. You tell me. You had me worried a bit. I thought you might have had a late Saturday night and 10:30 was too soon for you.
10:30 is too soon for me. I did have a late Saturday night, only because we're celebrating in England because cricket is coming back.
Is that right? Is that cause for celebration? Now we have to hold on to anything. But yeah, that's good news, isn't it?
It is good news because the whole country's been desperate for a bit of respite, as the whole world is, I suppose. And it's finally happening. So I've got my dog who's going to come and join me as well. Bobby, come here. You're going to meet the famous Bobby Robson. Let me just put my phone down a sec.
Is that what you've called him?
That is exactly what I've called him. Because those who don't know, here in England, people that you love.
Oh,
hello, Bobby.
How good is that? How good is that?
So yeah, so Bobby Robson is a very famous England football manager, a Newcastle football manager. More importantly, I'm a Newcastle United fan.
I've heard that.
Newcastle United playing black and white.
So it's perfect. That's exactly what you went out and got. So what are you going to do after this one, though? You're going to get another one. Is this the only time?
He's only 6 months old, so
right.
I'll cross that bridge when I get there, Ronnie, if that's all right.
Yeah, sure.
Ronnie's putting an end to you already, Rob. Don't listen.
I got one myself, actually, just a few days back. She's a lovely little retriever. She's not here at the moment, but good. That's nice to see, Swanee. You got enough keeping you busy. How are you doing, mate? You doing all right? Lockdown's been good on you?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing okay. I'm just, the whole world's frustrated, aren't we? We're desperate to get out and do something. It's been
bored.
March 24th in England was when lockdown started. And that was my birthday. So I woke up that day thinking, what a lovely day. Sun was shining outside, and then realised that my party had to be cancelled. And I had to do homeschooling, so I had to teach my own children ABCs, 1, 2, 3s. And more importantly, I had to teach my own son how to bowl spin. And I thought, this would be brilliant. I can't wait.
How'd it go?
I said, this is how you bowl off spin. And he looked at my grip and he said, no, that's not right, Dad.
What do you mean by that?
he showed how to do it at school. That's the wrong way. It's the English way to coach, which is obviously wrong. Which is why England don't have very good spin bowlers, because they teach it wrong. I completely ignored, when I was a kid, I completely ignored how you're supposed to bowl spin in England, because I played in Northampton, and a certain Bish and Beddy played for Northamptonshire in years gone by. And so I used to watch videos of him and watch how I had a book showing how he held the ball. I thought, if it's good enough for Bish and Beddy, it's good enough for me.
Oh, take charge, mate. Take charge. Become the man to teach the rest of England how to bowl spin. What are you doing with your dog in your backyard? You should be wearing those fancy suits and going around the offices of the ECB. And
it's funny. Andrew Strauss is one of my best friends.
Yeah.
In cricket, and he was my captain. And I texted him quite a lot, actually, just reminding him I'm on the same mobile number, Straussy. I've not changed. I'm ready to go whenever you are, mate. But they've not asked me yet. Oh, we've got another visitor as well. Let me put Bobby Robson down a minute, because this will be carnage otherwise.
Who have you got for us? Oh, well done. You got a cat and a dog.
This is Max the cat.
And they get along fine, Max and Sir Bobby?
No, they do not. Max and Bobby.
So
Bobby's walking away with his tail between his legs. I'm sorry, Bobby. You can come back anytime. Max is just... Max and Paddy are two cats. Paddy's the boy. He's black and white. He gets on fine with Bobby. But Max...
I always saw the world's divided between dog people and cat people, and they're very different from each other. Yes. Now, if I had to pick, I'd pick you to be a dog person. But here you are now. You're both. You can do both of these.
I love them both. Everything. Animals are awesome. I'll tell you why I like dogs and cats. Because look at this. This is unrequited love. She doesn't mind that I smell a bit, and I haven't, I don't know what. That I didn't put the bins out yesterday, that I forgot to make a coffee for the wife. She doesn't mind. She doesn't hold grudges. It's
Max and some. Yeah, Oti Mabuse is here, and she wants to know where's Paddy. I thought you'd get a smile on your face. You're still shaking a leg every now and then, Swanee, or was that just a one-off?
Well, after Oti, I thought that dancing wasn't really the way forward once I didn't have Oti as a partner. Once you've started with the best in the world as a partner, the only way is down. So I've put it on the shelf. Oh, we'll make a comeback, I'm sure. We were robbed, you see. When I was on, it's not a competition in England. It's a game show, and they robbed me, to be honest. Yeah. But this year they let Oti win. They put with a far less attractive and less amusing, but far better dancing partner, and they won it. So, but the ratings plummeted. So
yeah, that's it. I'm telling you, Son, if you were Indian, you'd be an absolute superstar. You could see what we're doing with the English boys that show up on our networks. Karthik's watching. Karthik says, Swanee, don't forget our dates, at least today in an hour and a half. He's accusing you. Yeah, he's accusing you of leaving him high and dry for a couple of occasions. What have you done to him?
Well, guilty as charged, I must say. First time, I completely got the timings wrong. Sat down to do it an hour later than I was supposed to. Where is everyone? Oh. And then yesterday, I can't remember what it was. I was doing something with the kids and suddenly thought, what am I supposed to be doing right now? And it was Karthik. So Bobby's back. Be gone, Max. I will not forget. Midday.
Max and Bobby, now this is a comment that I think it didn't take us long, but they're like KP and Swan, says John's Benny, who's watching right now. Max, I don't think they're that bad, mate.
Well, there's always going to be 3 meters distance between each other.
Gaurav is watching. Gaurav Kapoor says, I thought, he says he taught you so many dance moves in the West Indies.
He did. He didn't do. What a guy as well. Graeme Kapoor. What a man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he taught me a few moves. Honestly, I'm ready to take India by storm on the dance floor. I'm waiting for the offer. I'm waiting for the multi-million-dollar offer, and then I'm there.
I thought you already had a few multi-million-dollar offers, mate. Oh.
Yeah, but not for dancing in India.
Oh, brilliant. So it's good seeing you, Swanee. You're looking good, and things looking good out there. And I mean, I remember the time that we did get the chance to work together. And I said this before you came on, that India hadn't seen Graeme Swann, the TV analyst or the TV expert. You did a lot of radio before that. Then you did the Cricinfo gig with us, IPL 2018. So in a way, and after that came the TV gig that you did for Sony when India went to England. So in a way, you owe that little performance with us, don't you? We launched Graeme Swann to the Indian market, didn't we?
I owe you, and I love you for it, Ronnie. And you'll always be my #1 guy. You know that.
Yeah, make sure you say that, man. There are a lot of people watching right now that that should know that. Yeah, we're good, love that. But I'm glad you pointed that out.
Oh, you froze.
Yeah. Didn't Ajay,
Bobby? Oh,
can you see me now? Yeah, all right. So didn't Ajay offer you money to dance in India? Karthik's asking.
No, he didn't offer me money. We did a. I think Ajay wanted to take me around the country, dancing in theatres and stuff. But that'd have been a good laugh, actually.
Oh, Mehta says, get Swanee to dance in the IPL opener this year. Assuming we do have an IPL.
Oh,
why not?
Well, you tell me, actually. Tell me about the IPL this year, because I missed the IPL. Obviously, we all did. And it's great fun. I didn't realise how much I'd missed all cricket,
Sure.
especially the IPL, because for an Englishman, it starts our season off now because of the time of the year. Our cricket season normally starts on April the 1st or April the 5th. Now it starts earlier. It starts in March, and you get out there for the IPL, and then as soon as you come back from the IPL, the English Test matches are starting. So it was as soon as that was cancelled, it was like, oh man, this is really happening.
Yeah, I mean,
or not happening.
The one thing we won't complain about, which we were bitching about all these years, is there's too much cricket. I think that's been set right now. So once we get it back, we probably will value all our cricket a little more.
Well, you can tell me, because I always love the fact whenever I'm in India, and when I'm not being wined and dined by you, in the hotels, there's non-stop cricket on TV. We don't get that in England. We have one channel that's dedicated to cricket, and they ran out of replays a long time ago. A long time ago.
The thing is, mate, that we put out stuff.
Day games in the history banks in the package. Oh my word! What's on at the minute? What current series is on?
Right. So we put on the stuff that India wins only, right? And there's plenty of that, and therefore I can understand why England, with its slightly not so rich cricketing history, never had too many games to show. Graeme Swann was part of the only world title that they actually won. Everything else was was part of a little technicality. Sorry, I don't mean to sledge you, Swanee. It just came naturally. Wasim Akram used to say that. He used to say when he used to watch cricket in India, he said it looked like Pakistan never won a game because they only show the games where India were hammering them.
Yeah, I once picked it. I was there, and because of the time difference, I always get jet lag first couple of days. And I remember it's about 3:30 in the morning. I was staying at this beautiful hotel at Land's End, the Taj, and I thought, should I go for a walk outside? I thought I'll probably get lost, so I won't do that. I'll just pop the telly up, keep the volume low so I don't wake up my neighbours, and see what game's on. And it was England versus India from Bangalore in the World Cup in 2012, the tie match.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, brilliant. I bowled in this game. I was batting at the end of this game.
Yeah.
And I watched it, and the Indian innings went on for about half an hour. And I watched Sachin Tendulkar get a brilliant 100. That's the best I saw him bat, actually, bowling at him. He was amazing that day. He hit one back. It's the hardest I've ever seen a cricket ball hit, actually. Sachin's only a little fella. You don't normally think he hits the ball as hard as everyone else. He came down the wicket and hit one back. And it's probably worth a go at catching. I remember as I started to put my hand up, just thinking, this is not a good idea. Just let it fall. Bring it back down. This thing whistled past me like a bullet. But I got a wicket. I bowled Gambhir with the beauty. And all they showed for my 10-over spell, it was 4-4-6-6, 4-4-4 wicket. And look at my face when I get this wicket. I'm just angry at how the day's going. And then two balls with me batting. I thought this hasn't been the fairest highlights in the world, to be honest. I thought I'd had a better game than this.
Yeah. That's us. We don't like to remember anything that we didn't win. So it's amazing, actually, we still showed that game because that game was still tied. Otherwise, that was probably the closest we'll get to showing a game that India didn't end up winning. But I had my
we're different in England. When you put the highlights in England, they'll just put like games. There was a highlights package on once from the 1989 Ashes series. This is years ago. It was on the BBC, and England lost 5-1, I think. And they showed almost ball for ball. It's just the commentators going, oh, look at this. Oh, my God, does it get any worse? Where can we go from here? We are dreadful.
Oh God! I didn't mean to sledge you because I'd left that. I'd leave that for an Australian. I had Mike Hussey on a little while back on these, and he was talking about the good times he had with you at Northamptonshire. Lovely, one of the few good Aussies that the world still has left, isn't he, Mike Hussey?
I tell you what, people always say that about Australians. They're not nice people. Look, most of them are quite nice. There's one or two who aren't, but that's the same with every country.
Sure, I'll go with that.
And the thing with Australians, you put one on their own, and they're great company. They're great to have a beer with. They're great to play cricket with. You get two of them, and then they start to get a bit rowdy and Aussie, oi, oi, oi. You put 11 of them together, and they get sandpaper out, and that's the problem. There's got to be one who's egging on the rest and chirping. But I used to love playing against Australia. Obviously, for an Englishman, that's the massive rivalry. That's the India-Pakistan, England-Australia.
Sure.
And Huss, because he'd been captain at Northamptonshire when I played there, and what a bloke. I mean, he is just the nicest man I've ever known. His nickname's Mr. Cricket. My brother actually came up with that. My brother played for Northamptonshire.
Really?
Because Huss just eat, slept, drank cricket. Loved it. I've got a brilliant story about Huss, actually. Before the 2009 Ashes, because it's going to be my first Ashes, and I think it was Huss's first Ashes as well.
Yeah.
And beforehand, he was in England, and we spoke to each other, not wishing each other luck for the series. And he said, mate, I had a dream last night that at the Oval, in a few weeks' time, I cover drive you for 4, and Australia win the Ashes. And I said, oh, rubbish, mate. I'll get you caught short leg at the Oval to win the Ashes for England. And I did. It turned out that he was batting at the end at the Oval, and I got him caught short leg by Alistair Cook to win the Ashes for England.
Yeah.
I completely forgot that we'd ever had that conversation. Until about 2 weeks later, when I suddenly went, "What? G'day, mate."
You're obviously very good with your impressions, and I got a lot of those when I put out the posts. But Huss pointed out one that you haven't done as often. Everyone's seen you do Mike. You've done a very good Mike Hussey. He remembers the day that Kepler Wessels came by at Northamptonshire as coach. And you remember that first interaction, don't you?
I do, yes. So Kepler Wessels, if you don't know Kepler Wessels was a very fine batsman, obviously, in his day.
Yeah. He's
an
intense fellow, though.
Commentator as well. He's good on the telly. And he was also a cricket coach. And with varying success, he's done well in South Africa. He didn't do so well at Northamptonshire. Let's say he's not... Well, he didn't think that laughter and fun was part of the dressing room. He didn't agree with that quite as strongly as I did. And the very first day he arrived at Northampton, he's a very hard man, Kepler. Yeah. He's strong and he sort of does ultimate fighting and stuff like that.
Yeah, he does martial arts and all that, yeah.
Boxing and like kill with bare hands sort of stuff. Bobby's getting a bit hot. Too hot in England. Can you believe it? And we were netting at Northamptonshire, and you used to have to walk across the ground. So the nets were on the far side of the playing field. And he turned up just as the nets were finishing, sort of fresh from the flight from South Africa with his Northants tracksuit already on. And as we walked across, our second team coach, Nick Cook, was introducing him to everybody. And as I walked over, hi coach, how you doing? I'm Graeme Swann. And he'd already been pre-warned about me. And he just said, Swan, I hear you like to do impressions. And I said, yeah, Kepler, I do a few impressions here. And he goes, if I ever hear you do one of me, I'll end you. And then he walked past me.
And he wasn't saying it as a joke, was he?
No, he left me stood there with my hand out going, Coach? Oh God. And I thought maybe he was just trying to do it as a joke, but it turns out, no, we didn't get on that well.
No, Huss does say the minute Kepler left the room, you know who the first impression was that Graeme Swann did.
It's weird though. Some coaches you play with and you just don't get on with.
Yeah, sure.
And Duncan Fletcher for England, he was not a fan of mine either. Much in the same way, he thought I was too light-hearted, didn't take it seriously enough. And Kepler was much the same. So maybe it's the upbringing or whatever. But
No, I was just going to come to that. Maybe it's a thing with the great nation of South Africa. Also with some wonderful people, like we said, and just maybe one or two that went off.
I do get on with some South Africans. I mean, I played with 4 or 5 in the England team for a long time,
Yeah.
so you've got to get on well. I always like it. One of the best sledges whenever we go to South Africa. There was this comedian once who was brought along to do a gig, and I know what you're thinking. South Africa comedy doesn't work, but
Yeah.
and so the whole England team was sat around, and he said, "Yeah, it's great to see the England cricket side here, but I heard in the newspaper yesterday that all the hotels were booked, and they were all double booked, and England had nowhere to stay, and it was a real problem. And somebody asked me, what are they going to do? And so they just said, that's fine, they'll go and stay with their mum and dad." And it made me laugh, and it made all the team laugh, and then just turned around, and 3 or 4 of our guys who hailed from South Africa, they weren't laughing.
Yeah, no.
Oh, come on, it's a joke. Come on, boys. Yeah, I tell you what, it's boiling here. This is like Mumbai at about 2 p.m. It's roasting.
Oh God, I miss the English summer, Swanee. Sooner, you take me shooting when I get there. Remember, that's something you promised you do.
Yeah, we'll take shit, but just clay pigeons, obviously, no live animals.
No, not at all, mate. Never. Live animals after that on the table.
Oh.
Okay, let's take some questions that came in. Let's take Ravdeep first. 2012 Ahmedabad Test. Swanee took 5 wickets in an innings, all the big ones. Sehwag, Sachin, Kohli, Dhoni, and Gambhir. 4 of them clean bowled. How satisfying was that?
Very satisfying. I love the fact that somebody knows that as well, because when thing with statistics in cricket, especially in England, you're judged on them and people live by them, but they don't tell the whole story, do they? There's times when I bowled and thought, I haven't bowled well there. You might get 3 for 40. You might get lucky. It might be 2 tail enders, and in a week's time, the coach, whatever, looks at the paper. They can't remember the game. And go, 3 for 40. But the bowler, the cricketer, always knows. And when you get the good players out, and when it's the important players, they're always the wickets that meant the most. And yeah, that's my favourite ever fifer because of that.
Yeah. Well, that was probably the best overall overseas win from any team that India had seen in a long time. It was one hell of a series. We gave you a couple of pitches that helped, but they were supposed to suit our spinners, not you guys.
I'll tell you what, one thing I remember, but we got hammered in the first test at
That's right.
Ahmedabad.
Yeah.
And before that test, I always remember 2 things about it. Standing at slip on day 1 of the series, and Tim Bresnan had come back, and he wasn't really fit. He'd been injured, and he'd been asked by the coaching staff, by the medical staff, "Are you 100%? Because you don't look quite." He said, "Oh, I'm ready to go. I'm strong. I'm 100% me," because he didn't want to let anyone else play in case they had a good game. And so he's in the first test, and I remember running up to bowl after 3 or 4 balls, thinking, it's not quite hitting the gloves as hard as usual here. And Sehwag hit him back over his head for 6 before lunch on the first day. Just smashed him straight back over his head for 6. And we all stood there going, oh no, this is going to be a long tour. But he got a brilliant 100, Sehwag, in that match. And we got hammered. Yeah. We smashed in that game. I can understand why the wickets were made for the spinners after that. They probably thought this team were terrible. And we went to Mumbai, and I'll say it now, the Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai, if I could choose a strip to bowl spin on for the rest of my life, that lovely bouncy red clay, oh my word. And it was dry, it was gorgeous weather, turned and bounced. I was just heaven. And Monty Panesar played Monty bowled beautifully. Monty bowled so well catching in that series, and in that game especially. I just remember it was one of those games where everything went right. KP got a brilliant 150. Sure. And just thought, I don't think we could quite comprehend that we'd won the game afterwards and won it so well. I mean, we didn't just squeak a victory here. We destroyed India in Mumbai. This isn't England. And then we went to Kolkata, and that wicket was slow and low. It gets lower and slower as the game goes on, but it was spinning. And we won there as well. Thinking, hang on, we're winning in a series here. How are we doing this? And the last test, it was in Kanpur, But no, it wasn't Kapoor.
Nagpur. Yeah.
Nagpur.
Yeah.
And what was the groundsman, the curator's name? A real character.
Yeah. Nagpur.
But he was told by the BCCI, like the wicket that they wanted
Yeah.
him to produce. And I always remember turning up in the hotel, putting it on, and he was on the telly, sort of wagging his finger, going, "No, you don't tell me what to do. I will give you the best wicket." And we turned up, and it was the slowest, like almost like he'd done it on purpose, the slowest, lowest, deadest track I've ever seen. And India needed to win, and it was like the easiest wicket to block out and draw. And it's like, no.
Okay, let's take a few more. Saurabh wants to know the story behind the sprinkler victory dance after the Ashes win in Australia.
Sprinkler dance. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to take a top off. I'm going to disappear because I don't want to show my belly to India. Because it's getting roasting hot here, Ronnie. I won't lie.
Yeah, I can imagine, mate.
And I'm hoping that
you got something in. Are you wearing something inside? Underneath the jumper?
I'm hoping I've not got an offensive T-shirt underneath. It says like all batsmen are idiots or anything. No. Cleveland Indians.
Looks good. Very good, mate. Very good. Yeah, the sprinkler story.
The sprinkler story. So that was Australia 2010, 11, and we ended up with this dance. I had an internet diary, and I used to send it back each week, and it was played on the ECB channels. And I can't remember. I think Paul Collingwood, one day in the change room, just said, "Oh lads, do you remember last night? Like we were in that bar." And that song came on, and that last stood up and started doing the sprinkler, the water sprinkler. Oh, man, that was funny. And we all laughed so hard. For some reason, the next day when I was doing this video, I was walking around and I was thinking, what can I do here? I've got nothing to put in this video. Because the England lads are boring, basically. They don't say anything fun. So I'd exhausted Jimmy Anderson of all his humour. You all right, mate? And I just went round, and we were still laughing about it. So I just went up to him and said, "Give us a quick sprinkler," and everyone was going. And then it was produced it, and they put music to it, and then we won we were winning the Ashes, everything going great. And when we won in Melbourne, all the Barmy Army started doing it because they'd seen this video. When we won the game, we ran over to the Bay 13 at the MCG, and they would go sprinkler, sprinkler. So I just ran to the front, and then everyone in a horseshoe. I mean, just did this, and the TV cameras got it as well, and it became, and I'd like to say a worldwide sensation because I saw Pink doing it in a video of hers not long after, but I think it was around before I brought it to the public's attention.
Yeah, it was you, mate. It was all you. Sweetest
Pink, you're welcome.
Yeah. Why didn't you do the dance after the 2010 World T20 win? Is a comment that's coming in right now.
It did. I don't know. It was just one of those things. It was on that tour. It was the right time. It was spur of the moment. It hasn't been continued, if you've noticed. It's mainly because no one who's any fun plays cricket for England anymore. They're all robots. I say that as a joke. Stuart Broad only lives down the road from me. I'm saying that hoping he hears me.
Yeah, well, he's all right, actually.
Hello, Broadie. Hell of a bowler, Stuart Broad. Lovely lad.
Sharvil says, wants to know about the coin hit challenge with Murli and how many attempts had Murli actually taken before he hit the coin?
Yeah, so those who don't know, it's on the internet. It's a 20p challenge or 50p challenge. It was put slightly at an angle on top of a stump, on top of a glass. We have to bowl a ball at it and hit this coin and flip up in the air and land in the glass. And I was watching this being set up and I was going, guys, do you know nothing about physics? I said, if the ball is coming from this direction and hits the coin, the inertia, the momentum will take the coin forward as well. It's not going to work. This is impossible. This is a joke. And they were saying, no, we're sure it'll work. And I was thinking, idiots. And anyway, we start this challenge, and his third ball or fourth ball, he did it. He bowled it, and this coin sprang up in the air and just landed straight in the glass. I swear to God, that isn't all edited. That's not like we were there for hours.
Yeah,
I hit it flush on with about my fourth ball, and it did exactly as I said. The ball went about 25 metres. But Murli, I reckon it was a complete fluke. I don't think it can happen again. I think it will explain why Murli got 800 Test wickets. I mean, he's so accurate and spun the ball so much. But that coin, there was no way that should have happened. Still freaked out a little bit by it.
Yeah. And look,
Yeah. So ever since then, I've believed in aliens and all sorts.
there's the obvious one. Please have Swanee do a Mikey Holding impersonation. He's actually a really tough one to do. Now, I had Mikey on the show, by the way. He was on joining from the Cayman Islands, So take it away, Swanee.
I'm gonna have to cough, but the thing is with Mikey, what you got to do, you got to work outside the half stump. You got to work very low. Use a lot of bass. It's hurting a bit actually this morning. I haven't had a coffee yet.
You did do this with Mikey on air, didn't you? If I remember correctly.
So we did. So Mikey does not enjoy 2020 cricket.
Right.
Doesn't enjoy. He's not a big fan of one-day cricket. He's a purist. He's a Test match fan. And so that I was in Australia, and so they were getting me to do these impressions while England were being hammered at Sydney. So I was doing all these impressions. And the bloke said, "Oh, is anyone else in the room? Who's next in, mate?" And I said, "Well, you can't believe they're taking the wickets outside the half stump." Started doing that, and this bloke was just going, "Oh, it's amazing! Oh, I can't believe it! Oh, that was amazing!" And I can't remember where it was, but yeah, ended up sort of doing it with Mikey.
Oh,
I tell you what, with Michael Holding, I mean, he's one of the best fast bowlers who's ever lived, and he was truly rapid, and he had some feist as well. Do you remember that famous time he kicked the stump out of the ground because the umpire was cheating? And so when you think about it, I do an impression of him. Doing an impression of somebody to them is always a very dodgy situation. You think they might kill me here. But he's such a good sport. He's a brilliant bloke. I love him to pieces.
Yeah. Did he approve though? Did he approve of
he
a lot of people tend to go, no, I don't sound anything like that.
Still in one piece.
Yeah.
So
Karthik's now just egging you on. Can we do a KP impersonation, please?
Karthik, don't waste all this, Karthik, because I'm speaking to you at 12. I'll send that for you.
What we will do now is get to the end of what I do with all my guests on this one. It's a rapid fire, right? You say the first thing that comes to mind. You know how the drill works. You ready?
Yes.
All right, let's go. If you weren't a cricketer, what do you think you would have been?
Fighter pilot or rock star?
I think you already are a rock star, mate.
Fighter pilot.
If you had to pick one Aussie cricketer to spend the lockdown with, who do you pick?
Dave Hussey. He's crackers, but he's a great bloke.
One food item you cannot get enough of.
Sausages.
Okay. The best film or web series you've seen of late?
The best film I've ever seen.
Film or web series, that you've seen of late.
I love TV and stuff, but the best one is a very old-fashioned classic movie called Casablanca.
Sure. You're a quintessential classic, polished, sophisticated Brit, aren't you?
I don't think so, yeah.
Casablanca. Best captain you played under?
Stephen Fleming.
Okay. Biggest influence on your cricket career?
My dad.
Okay. Smartest cricketing brain according to you?
Me. No, smartest cricketing brain would be between Stephen Fleming or Andrew Strauss.
All right. Who has the best sense of humor in cricket according to you?
Now, nobody. They're all robots.
Back in the day?
Know. It's a tricky one because I always thought the Kiwis always had one or two players who were proper fun guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
One.
My dog's trying to dig up the swimming pool. Wait, stop it.
Does he listen? Does he listen to your commands? Is he a good dog?
No.
All right, brilliant.
That was a joke, you see. When you say, does he listen? I pretended I didn't. I'll explain it.
All right, man. One holiday destination you can keep visiting again and again.
Maldives. If you've never been, save up and go. Oh, paradise.
One batsman you love bowling to.
Very difficult. Left-handers, all left-handers. I love bowling at.
All right. One batsman you hated bowling to.
Most right-handers. Jack Callis.
Okay.
Jack Callis was a brilliant player. I only got him out once in about 50 times of trying.
If I had to ask you to pick one bowling spell that you remember most fondly.
That fighter we talked about earlier.
Okay. The toughest bowler you ever faced.
Oh, easy. What's it? Mohammed Asif. Pakistan.
Yeah.
About 60 miles an hour. Honestly, I might as well have had a blindfold on against him. I
Right.
might as well have stood in front of my wickets and my bat in the air with my pads. It got me out all the time.
Okay, complete the following ifs. If Graeme Swann played in the IPL, he would have.
Taking it by storm. You'd know what a real rock star was.
Oh, you bet. If there was a biopic made on Graeme Swann, who would you like to see play the lead role?
Brad Pitt, obviously.
If Graeme Swann and Kevin Peterson were to spend the lockdown together, what would happen?
We got on fine. We played together.
Sure.
Just because we're not mates, people make more of it what it is.
Good.
He gets on way worse with a lot of people I played with than he does with me. Trust me.
All right. Time to pick. Winning the World T20 or winning the Ashes? The sweeter
Ashes.
memory.
Ashes. Every time.
Touring Australia or touring the subcontinent? What was more fun?
I'm just checking no Englishmen are listening. Subcontinent.
Coaching or commentary?
Commentary. Because England haven't asked me to coach. Never asked me. So still got the same number, lads.
Yeah. But you put it out there. You've put yourself up for you're available.
Actually, they don't need me because our spin bowlers are the best in the world at the minute, aren't they?
Beer or wine?
Wine.
Smith or Kohli?
Kohli. I would watch Virat Kohli bat every day for the rest of my life. Steve Smith
All right.
looks like he's got ants in his pants all the time when he's batting. Virat is heaven, is a joy to watch. I always said that.
Sure.
People who scored runs against you, this is supposed to be quick fire, I'm sorry. People who scored runs against you, you always want them out quickly. But I always didn't mind if Virat stayed around for a little while so I could watch him bat. He's brilliant.
All right. Quickly, first thing that comes to mind when I say the IPL.
Razzmatazz.
Okay. The Ashes.
Classic.
Crowds in Australia.
Boorish.
Crowds in England.
Boring.
Oh, Swanee. The 2010 World T20.
Oh, Calypso. Just what a time. Party time. Party time.
The Dusra.
Illegal.
Cricket Info.
You don't see many people bowl doozers now, do you?
No. Did you have a chat with Murli when you met him about the Dusra? Did you have your views known?
No, I've always said it. I said I can't bowl a doozer because I keep my arms straight. That's as simple as that. I could bowl one, but I had to throw it. So in the change, I could easily get on to go the other way, but I always had a problem. Yeah, there we go.
All right, and lastly, first thing that comes to mind when I say Cricket Info.
Roddy.
And I'm the last one. So first thing that comes to mind when I say me.
Just smiles. The happiest man on television. Second happiest man on television.
Oh, Swanee, you are so nice. You almost made it sound sincere, which is why I love you. You're brilliant, mate. You're absolutely brilliant. Before we go, Geordie Shorty says, it's my birthday today. Can I get a hello from Swanee? So that's from you, Geordie.
Yes,
Swanee
very,
always.
very happy birthday. Very happy birthday. I hope it's as sunny where you are as it is where I am. And you can enjoy this crazy lockdown world the best you can. Happy birthday.
Mate, I hope we catch up soon. Swanee, thanks so much, mate. Enjoy your day. It's beautiful out there. Say hi to Sir Bobby and Max and Paddy and everyone.
All of India. All of India. Yeah, stay safe.
Take care, Swanee. Take care.
Bye.
Cheers, Swanee. Bye. So that was great fun. I'm just getting some more comments now. Gaurav, I just saw yours. I hope you're doing very well, Mr. Kalra. And of course, we had the pleasure of working with Graeme Swann when he was here in our studios in 2018. But that was good fun. Swanee in his element, typical element, plenty of fun moments. So the whole chat will be up on IGTV as well as on YouTube by the end of the day. And do join us. Do join me next time as well. Tuesday, Murli Karthik will be on 5 p.m. India time. I'll put the post out the day before. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. And take care, stay safe, and we will be back again soon with one of these. Jordy, thank you for letting him do that. Yeah, happy birthday to you, mate. Have a great day. Make the best that you can with it. With these times, I'm sure there are days to celebrate that'll come when we go forward. Anyway, take care. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye bye.